Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here, myself Charlie. And before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, the rumour mill in boxing is firmly doing the rounds, as it always is. It feels like it's been such a month and a year so far filled with fights that could be made. And we've had another example of that recently when Fabio Wardley and Wardley-Dubois names are being linked quite consistently and quite heavily by many of the main boxing outlets on social media. Many of the boxing YouTubers are linking them as well. It looks like we could be getting that next for Wardley's WBO title. Now, I get it. People are really excited for this fight, and I understand why. It's two Brits going head-to-head. It's two guys who I think styles will mesh really, really nicely because Wardley doesn't know when to quit and will come forward. We know that. He's only got one way of fighting. Dubois has also really only got one way of fighting. I think they'll meet in the middle and it will be however many pounds of just pure will and power and whatever else you want to describe it as. I think it'll be a really brutal fight. But I'm not a fan of Daniel Dubois getting a world title shot after 2 losses consecutively. I know people say, yeah, but he lost to an all-time great. That's fine, but I don't think he should then jump straight back into a world title shot when there are other guys out there waiting for a title shot. I've said myself, there's too much at the minute of this heavyweight division of people waiting for their shot. Like, Caballero, surely, what's that guy got to do to get a fight? I mean, he barely had an outing. So before people tell me, oh, he fought in January, that's great, but, like, surely he was the fight to make with Wardley. That was the one that, for me, made the most sense. I don't get why we've got Dubois coming back in. Dubois, for me, should have had a comeback and had to have rebuilt in order to get this fight. I don't see how he's... Well, I do, because Frank Warren promotes them both. But he's got himself straight back into a world title shot. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. I think, like I say, it would be an absolute war. It would be dynamite because both guys only know one way. I think it would be a real bloody, brutal affair. I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. I think one way is Dubois faced a high level of opposition, and that would probably mean that I would lean towards him. However, Wardley, I don't want to again, but Dubois' heart is always going to be a question. And if there's one thing Fabio Wardley's got in spades, it is heart, it is courage. So, you know, could he grind it out again the same way he did against Parker, the same way he did against Justice Hoodie? I don't know. Logic would suggest he can't keep doing that, but who knows? Where it takes place will be interesting as well. Where it takes place will be very interesting. I wonder if we are going to see it at Tottenham. Is it big enough to fill Tottenham? I know a few people have said that. I think probably, yeah, it's a world heavyweight title shot. Dubois a reasonably big name. Fabio's a reasonably big name. I think you could do Tottenham with that. You'd have to probably flesh out the undercard as well. I mean, it probably would end up being pay-per-view. But I think I can see why it's being made. I'm just not a fan of Dubois walking into a world title shot. But it is what it is. As always, let us know what you think. Please like, comment and subscribe. And anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. As always, guys, have a great day.